Every battle shonen anime has an antagonistic faction unique to them that the main cast is motivated to fight against. Notable examples include the world government from One Piece, the Akatsuki from Naruto, the Espadas in Bleach, the Phantom Troupe in Hunter x Hunter, and so on and so forth. For Demon Slayer, it's undoubtedly the malevolent carnivorous demons. The story begins with the family of protagonist Tanjiro being killed by the Demon King while his sister is turned into a demon. This sends Tanjiro on a journey to defeat the Demon King as he joins the Demon Slayer Corps and aspires to turn Nezuko back into a human. However, in the process, he has to face several ridiculously powerful demons of various types, with each of them posing a unique threat to Tanjiro and co. In this video, we'll get around the down and dirty technicalities about this very antagonistic faction of demons, going over concepts like how they're made, how their physiology is different from humans, their unique abilities, and the like. Before getting into this content, we'd like to make a very small request to our viewers. Please subscribe to our channel, like and comment on our videos, and press the bell icon to be notified whenever we upload new content. We'd be grateful to you, and we hope to bring you the best nerdy content in the future. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Who are the demons? The term demon refers to a group of man-eating, often humanoid creatures within the context of Demon Slayer. They don't stay true to the Western or Abrahamic concept of what a demon stands for and are more in line with onis from Shintoism and sometimes even the asuras from Hinduism and Buddhism. In fact, the original Japanese term used to refer to demons in the story would be oni. So what exactly is an oni and how does it tie itself to the demons we see? As per Japanese folklore, onis can be used to refer to yokais, demons, trolls, and the like. For the sake of simplicity, we'll stick to yokais and demons. Yokais are supernatural entities who are known to be doubtful and suspicious. In line with this, onis are known for often changing their appearance to fool others into trusting them. For example, an oni can manipulate their flesh to look human and blend into human society, making them beings who are not just malevolent, but also tricky and deserving of suspicion. This is something we often see the demons in Demon Slayer do, as they can manipulate their flesh to a certain extent, with the Demon King Muzan adopting a completely human appearance and blending with human society to avoid being hunted down by the Demon Slayer Corps. Coming back to the traditional understanding of what a demon is, the onis of Demon Slayer are the minions of Muzan, similar to how demons are considered to be the devil's underlings. That, and their mutually malevolent nature aside, the onis in Demon Slayer do not operate like the demons from Abrahamic religions, as they don't partake in acts where they lure humans into becoming sinful or possess them. Instead, they're more akin to vampires, since these onis or demons cannot operate in the sun, as sunlight incinerates their bodies regardless of how strong they are. Demons here aren't born, but made. Every demon we see in the story was once a human who was transformed into a demon. In this form, many demons lose the memories from their human lives and acquire a much darker version of their original personality. For example, Akaza was an adept hand-to-hand fighter who had mastered the Soryu martial arts as a human and desired to be stronger and stronger for the sake of protecting his loved ones. As a demon, he retained his combat skills, which were obviously amped with his new physiology, and continued with his desperate desire to become stronger. However, the absence of his former memories made him forget that he wanted strength to protect. As a demon, his desire for strength came from a place of social Darwinism, where he believed that only the strongest should survive. There are a few instances where certain demons remember their past lives, as seen in the case of Muzan, Kokushibo, and Kaigaku. For Muzan, it might have been since he was the first ever demon who acquired his transformation as he consumed a medicine made with the fictional flower, Blue Spider Lily. Having grown up with death knocking on his door all the time due to his frail body, Muzan had an extreme case of thanatophobia, and he never lost sight of this as a demon. In fact, his acts as a demon revolved around finding a cure to every possible weakness he could have as a demon so he could remain immortal and ageless. In the case of Kokushibo, the human Michikatsu Sugikuni willingly allowed Muzan to turn him into a demon as he wanted to defeat his more gifted twin Yoriichi in battle. Kokushibo, losing his human memories, would destroy his purpose for becoming a demon. Kaigaku also turned into a demon willingly after meeting Kokushibo, as he had the tendency to go to extreme lengths for the sake of self-preservation. After he's turned into a demon, he continues to remember his human life. Nezuko is a special case, as she had lost all of her human memories but was conditioned into remembering her family and protecting them with her demonic powers. As such, she retained her protective nature and care, which she often extended towards Tanjiro. In other cases, demons who have lost their memories tend to regain them when on the verge of death, as vividly seen with Akaza and Gyutaro. Their lives flash before their eyes as their bodies disintegrate when they're stuck in a limbo between life and death. In Demon Slayer, the demons are notorious for attacking humans humans at night, killing them and feeding on their flesh, making them carnivorous entities who get stronger from more and more human consumption. They also have special physical constituencies that make them extremely powerful, quick, nigh immortal, capable of regeneration, and incapable of aging, at least for the most part. They don't sleep, as they have no requirement for it, and no standard human weapon can damage them because they can either resist the damage or just regenerate from it in an instant. With greater human consumption and the greater demonic strength it subsequently brings, the demons can improve their abilities and acquire more monstrous, menacing forms if they wish to do so. The blood of the human plays a role too, where rarer blood types are more nutritious for demons, creating the importance of the super rare blood type known as Murechi. The Wind Hashira, Sanemi Shinazugawa, and his brother Genya possessed Murechi blood. It is said that consuming one Murechi human was the equivalent of consuming 100 ordinary humans for a demon. With time, continued human consumption allows a demon to develop their blood demon art, which is a supernatural power system, the mechanics of which are unique to every demon. Nezuko, being special and conditioned to not eat humans, replenished her strength and energy by sleeping. It's not like a demon will die if they don't feed on humans, but they'll be weaker, or at the very least, evolve slowly. For this reason, Nezuko could not speak until the Swordsmith Village arc. In the same way, she was always destined to conquer the sunlight, but continued to remain weak to it throughout the first few seasons. However, because she was also created to be a very powerful demon, Nezuko managed to unlock her blood demon art by the first season, despite not eating human flesh at all. On the flip side, it would use up a lot of her energy, sending her back into a long state of slumber. The other benevolent demons, Lady Tameo and Yushiro, would feed on dead humans and animals to function. When it comes to how demons operate, they are individualistic creatures who work in solitude, often doing the bidding of the progenitor Muzan as he is physically connected to his demons. They are extremely territorial when it comes to prey or their respective hunting grounds, which often leads to disputes between demons. Barring Rui and his spider family, no other demon functions or even wishes to function with and within a community. Even among the 12 demon moons, each demon is predatory and allowed to kill each other for the sake of increasing their own rank. This was a major reason behind the feud between Akaza and Doma, as the power-seeking Akaza desperately wished to defeat Doma to upgrade his rank from Upper Moon 3 to Upper Moon 2. How are demons made in the Demon Slayer universe? As mentioned before, demons are created, not born. Every demon ever has once been human prior to their transformation, and it all began over 1,000 years ago during the Heian era with Muzan Kibutsuji. Muzan had always been frail, often on the verge of dying several times while in his mother's womb. He was considered to be stillborn following his birth and almost cremated, but he miraculously let out his first cries just in time. With illness and physical fragility plaguing his life, his diagnosis led to the conclusion that he would not live past the age of 20. Such experiences led to Muzan becoming severely afraid of death, and he would do anything to live. At some point, the doctor concocted a special experimental medicine for him using the blue spider lily, a rare and fictional flower inspired by the red spider lily. Ingesting the medicine led to Muzan acquiring an extremely strong body and becoming the very first demon. However, Muzan had initially believed that the medicine didn't work and killed his doctor in a fit of rage, only to later realize that his body had been strengthened. Despite getting a new chance at life, Muzan continued to be plagued as he realized that his body had become very sensitive to sunlight. For this reason, it became his biggest priority to find a cure to this weakness. Muzan ended up learning about the existence of the blue spider lily, which was used in his medicine, and through his studies, realized that a second dose of the flower would potentially allow him to conquer sunlight and go out in the sun. However, he had killed his doctor, and as a result, he couldn't find out exactly where the flower grew. Unfortunately for him, the flower only grew twice or thrice a year under direct sunlight, making it completely inaccessible for Muzan no matter the circumstances. But Muzan didn't know that. He scoured all of Japan looking for the flower, but to no avail, which led to him creating other demons to do his bidding and lighten his workload. Muzan achieved the feat of turning humans into demons by injecting his blood into theirs. The greater the dosage of his blood, the stronger the demon created. However, there was a catch here as well. A strong dose of Muzan's blood on a weak human would just kill the person, so he couldn't go around creating ultra-powerful demons on a whim. Either way, he was physically connected to his demons and could always be aware of where they were and what they were doing. These demons were also created to be extremely loyal to him, and they would never think of betraying Muzan. He would send out his demons to look for the flower, but just like him, they were weak to sunlight and capable of searching the country while the sun was out. Muzan also hoped for one of his demons to undergo some form of mutation and conquer sunlight, following which he would consume that demon and acquire that ability. For a human to turn into a demon, however, they had to be ingested with only Muzan's blood. The blood of any other demon within them will not cause the necessary transformation, since Muzan's unique blood, powered by the blue spider lily, affects humans on a cellular level with its mutagenic properties, thus causing the necessary transformation as the cells of the Demon King permeate into the bloodstream of whatever he's transforming. There are separate methods used to turn a human into a demon. Starting with forceful injection, Muzan can forcefully inject a percentage of his blood into someone and turn them into a demon. He hunted down the Komodo family for this very reason. Due to his fear of the progenitor of sun breathing, Yoriichi Sugikuni, he exterminated most users of the technique so as to never experience the fear of death again. However, the Komodo family had escaped Muzan's onslaught as they lived in the mountains and far away from the towns. At some point, he located the family, not to kill them, but to inject them with a heavy dose of his blood. As the family that had inherited and managed to pull off Yoriichi's technique, Muzan believed that the Komodos had it in them to persevere through a heavy dose of his blood and eventually conquer the sun. Unfortunately for him, the entire family, barring Nezuko and Tanjiro, ended up dying as they couldn't deal with the forced injection of a lethal dose. Meanwhile, Nezuko, who had consumed soup made from the blue spider lily, managed to mutate and become the demon who would eventually conquer the sun. Unfortunately, Muzan just wasn't aware of Nezuko's prior intake of the rare flower, nor did he know that she had managed to survive his assault. However, this is just one special instance. For the whopping majority, forced injection of a strong dose of Muzan's blood just straight up kills the person without giving them time to mutate. This brings us to the second form of demon creation, which takes place via recruitment. When it comes to demonification, Muzan preferred quality over quantity as he eventually began to lose hope in his body mutating to resist the sun or being able to find the blue spider lily. For this reason, he needed a group of 12 very strong demons who would go on to be known as the 12 Demon Moons, and he needed a chosen one whose body would mutate to conquer the sun. To create such strong demons, he needed humans, often strong humans, who were willing to turn into demons which would allow them to withstand a strong dose of Muzan's blood. Most, if not all, of the upper ranks were created in such a manner. For example, Michikatsu Sugikuni was already a powerful demon slayer with the demon slayer mark, and as a performer of the moon-breathing technique. He willingly offered to become a demon as he wanted to become strong enough to surpass his brother Yoriichi, and this allowed him to become the upper rank 1 demon known as Kokushibo. Upper rank 2 Doma was open to becoming a demon as well, considering he was already a sociopath in his previous life. Upper rank 4 Hantengu was on the verge of being executed in his human life, and Muzan offered to save him by transforming him, an opportunity that the man didn't want to miss out on. Upper rank 5 Gyoko was on the verge of death, so he took up Muzan's offer as well. The upper rank 3 Akaza is a slightly different case. He was proficient at Soryu martial arts and extremely powerful. After losing his loved ones to the members of the nearby Kenjutsu dojo, who had poisoned the local well which claimed the lives of his master and fiancé, an enraged Hakuji devastated all the members of the dojo and horrifically killed everyone. News of this reached Muzan, who would scour the lands to find potential candidates for his upper 12 moons, and the news of Hakuji's act led to the Demon King believing that it had been the work of a demon, even when he didn't remember sending any of his demons to that particular area. When he realized that the act was committed by a man, he made his proposition and put his palm through Hakuji, turning him into Akaza. Finally, a human can become a demon when recruited and altered by another very powerful upper-ranked demon, which is how Kokushibo was able to turn Kaigaku into a demon, and Doma was able to turn Gyutaro and Daki into a single demon, with both newly created demons eventually leveling up to the position of the upper rank 6 during different points. Because the strength of the strongest demons is determined by how much of Muzan's blood they have, such demons can send in Muzan's cells to the human and potentially turn them into demons. This process, however, has another step. The transformation doesn't take place instantaneously, but due to the psychic connection among demon kind with Muzan, a signal is sent to the Demon King. Once approved, the transformation begins to take place. In this case, the upper rank cannot transform someone who's unwilling to go through the transformation, which is why Akaza could never turn Rengoku or Gyu into demons, since the Hashiras did not intend to discard their humanity. Another way to create a stronger demon regardless of resistance is by giving them small doses of Muzan's blood from time to time instead of hitting them with one big dose. At the same time, if the person Muzan wants to turn into a demon uses a breathing style, he can't transform them without giving them a smaller quantity of blood. It also takes them a longer period of time to turn into a demon, as seen from when Michikatsu took 3 days to turn into Kokushibo instead of the transformation being almost instant and quick. It also took Nezuko several hours to become a demon, probably due to her being a descendant of sunbreathers, due to which Muzan left the Komodo household in disappointment, thinking that his mission had failed. Like Muzan, Lady Tameo can create demons as well, but via scientific means. This is tricky as Tameo had managed to break her psychic connection with Muzan when he had been critically injured by Yoriichi since she hated the Demon King so much. Although she would appear as Muzan's right hand then, which meant that she was strong enough to be an upper rank. The break in their connection meant that not only would the signal of Tameo giving blood to a human reach Muzan, Muzan, but even if it did, he would probably never accept it as she had betrayed him. It took her 200 years to come up with a method, following which she managed to turn a boy suffering from a terminal illness into the demon boy Yushiro. Not only did Yushiro go on to become her apprentice, but he also developed his own blood demon art. Prior to the final battle at the Infinity Castle, she had managed to demonize her cat, Chachamaru. It's the presence of Muzan's blood within every demon that allows him to stay connected to them at all times, giving him the knowledge of what they're up to and their whereabouts. This is why no demon can betray Muzan, as he can instantly kill them for that betrayal. However, in special situations such as Tameo's, a demon can break that connection, as seen when Nezuko broke her and Muzan's link due to her strong love for her family, more specifically Tanjiro. In her case, being a Komodo also helped. Is it possible to turn a demon back to its human form? The premise of Demon Slayer dominantly revolves around Tanjiro wanting to turn Nezuko back into a human, which is initially considered to be a pipe dream by the Hashiras. However, with help from Lady Tameo and the insect Hashira Shinobu Kocho, who worked for hundreds of years conducting tests using the blood of strong demons with a high concentration of Muzan's blood, a drug was created which was used to turn Nezuko back into a human. The drug was also used to weaken Muzan, but his absurd levels of strength allowed him to resist it, as the drug managed to weaken and age him, but not turn him human. Following Muzan's death, he turned Tanjiro into a demon king as a last resort, as he was convinced the boy would manage to conquer sunlight. However, with Nezuko's efforts to keep him grounded and Kane Kocho hitting him with the drug, he was restored back to his original human state as well. How many types of demons are there? In terms of types and appearances, demons can be of various kinds. The most powerful demons are often almost indistinguishable, such as Muzan himself, who could manipulate his flesh to pass as a human with ease. Powerful demons such as Lady Tameo, Yushiro, Nezuko, Akaza, and to an extent Kokushibo, Doma, and Daki retain their more human-like appearances as well. Of course, slight differences did exist, as such demons were always much paler than humans and had strange inhuman-looking pupils and pointed nails or body markings. They could acquire a more demonic appearance by manipulating flesh, as seen from when Nezuko grew a horn in her battle against Daki, or how Kokoshibo looked demonic since he's presumed to have manipulated his flesh to acquire his 3 pairs of eyes. Next up, there are demons who are humanoid. Their designs are more akin to what you'd expect a traditional Oni to look like, with Gyoko's and Hantengu's original bodies strongly resembling the faces of traditional Japanese Onis. They can have a human-like bodily structure, but often have ever-present horns, fangs, and unnaturally colored bodies. The drum demon from Season 1, Kyogai, had red sclera, elf-like ears, markings on his forehead, and drums attached to his body. In fact, the mangaka seems to have taken inspiration from the Japanese god, Raijin. The dodgeball demon Susamaru could also adopt a humanoid appearance. Her base form would allow her to pass as one of the more indistinguishable demons. However, she would often manipulate her flesh to sprout 4 more arms for her blood demon art, making her design akin to how Asuras in Hindu and Buddhist mythology look with their 3 pairs of arms. And finally, we have the demons who have no resemblance to humans and look like beasts, trolls, ogres, or just monsters, giving them the bodies of traditional Onis or yokais. They look animalistic or even abstract, can have disfigured bodies, appendages, and the like. While the stronger demons can mutate to have this form, they normally maintain a more human appearance. Completely monstrous appearances are only seen in comparatively weaker demons who don't have as much control over their flesh as their stronger counterparts. Some examples would be the Father Spider from Rui's spider family, whose appearance takes after the Japanese yokai Tsuchigumo. What abilities does a person gain when transforming into a demon? When a human becomes a demon, they experience several internal bodily modifications alongside their changes in appearance. For starters, they acquire far greater physical abilities, such as enhanced strength, speed, endurance, durability, and the like. In fact, they can continue to fight without ever getting tired and don't require sleep either. One of the most prominent changes and abilities gained from the transformation is the ability to regenerate. Each and every demon can regrow its body parts, even if they're blown into bits. The stronger the demon, the faster the regeneration, with Muzan's regrowth being almost instantaneous. The stronger demons can also seemingly control their regeneration speed. This also creates a situation where demons don't age, especially if they continue to feed on human flesh and blood. While Tameo did not eat humans, she did manage to survive and sustain herself on human blood acquired from willing donors. Due to the regenerative abilities, demons would never fall sick like humans and continue to live forever unless killed. We've already spoken about a demon's ability to manipulate their flesh. The stronger the demon, the the greater the potency and extent of their manipulation. Naturally, the extent of the ability differs from demon to demon on the basis of strength, and the type of flesh manipulation a demon does depends on their individual characteristics and abilities. The weapons they use in battle, for those who do use weapons, such as Kokushibo's sword or Doma's fans, are also created from their flesh. Some demons can absorb biological matter into their bodies via physical contact, as seen in Doma, who absorbed the insect Shira Shinobu. Kokushibo had previously absorbed other demons into his body during blood battles among the 12 demon moons, which allowed him to become even stronger. Becoming a demon also allows one to acquire enhanced senses, as seen from Akaza being able to gauge his opponent's strength and predict their moves by sensing their fighting spirit. Demons can also differentiate between normal human blood and Morechi blood due to their enhanced senses. However, a greater extrasensory perception is not exclusive to demons, since several demon slayers, such as Tanjiro with his sense of smell and Zenitsu with his sense of hearing, have shown off similar abilities. The demons possess a telepathic connection with Muzan, which is not limited between a singular demon and their progenitor, but extends to all of demonkind, creating something of a hive mind network minus the hive mind behavior. Using this, the demons can transfer information to each other instantly. However, within this network, Muzan was obviously king. And finally, one of the most exquisite abilities acquired from being a demon, provided you're strong enough, is your blood demon art. What is a blood demon art? What are the strongest blood demon art techniques? Blood is the most important aspect for a demon, more so than flesh, considering the fact that they become demons after acquiring Muzan's special blood and can get stronger from more of it. After a certain level of strength achieved from Muzan's blood and consumption of human flesh, a demon can get strong enough to develop their own blood demon art. This is a power system that allows individual demons to have unique, supernatural abilities exclusive to them, their character, abilities, and human lives. For example, since Muzan's main goal was always to get a strong body, his blood demon art is flesh manipulation of the highest degree, which he uses to alter his appearance, grow appendages amidst battle, and maintain several hearts and brains that are constantly shifting in position within his body. In the case of Kokushibo, who is a performer of the moon breathing technique, his blood demon art of crescent moon blades allows him to manifest his breathing technique into the physical reality. The same can be said for Kaigaku, who got the ability to generate his thunder breathing physically as black lightning after he became a demon. Akaza, as a martial artist, could create shockwaves with his blood demon art by employing his versatile moveset to control the type and direction of his shockwaves. He could also create a compass needle which senses the fighting spirit of his opponent like a magnet, ensuring that his hits land on his victim's vitals. The greater the fighting spirit of the opponent, the more efficient the compass needle. The biwa playing Nakame used to be a professional biwa player when she was a human. As a demon, she acquired the ability to manifest and control the Infinity Castle as her blood demon art while using her biwa to do so. Hantengu could create clones born from his emotions, with each clone possessing specific weapons and powers, such as generating sonic waves or huge gusts of wind. Most notably, Nezuko's blood demon art ties itself to the sun-breathing technique due to her lineage. When her blood comes into contact with something, she can cause her blood to explode into flames. However, since Nezuko has been conditioned to protect humans and harm demons, plus the fact that demons are weak to the sun, Nezuko's abilities are very harmful to demons, but they don't harm humans at all. In conclusion, blood demon art uses a demon's blood as the medium to create a unique ability for that demon. Much like a demon, however, the blood demon art is also weak to sunlight, with sun exposure causing the art to become dispelled or disintegrate completely. Similarly, a blood demon art is weak to Nichiren weapons as well, since it's the only weapon that can kill a demon if and when beheaded properly. What are the weaknesses of the demons? Alright, sunlight is a given. We've also just mentioned Nichiren blades being capable of harming demons. This is because Nichiren is a special ore that can absorb sunlight. Using such a weapon, a demon can be killed by beheading them, following which the demon cannot regenerate. In special cases, demons have been able to regenerate their heads, as seen when Muzan regenerated his head after being beheaded by Yoriichi. Akaza regenerated his head after being beheaded by Tanjiro, and Kokushibo regenerated his head after being beheaded by the Wind and Stone Hashira. However, decapitation being a weakness still stands. Demons are also much weaker to glowing red Nichiren blades, acquired after a demon slayer awakens their mark and taps into the transparent world. Slashes left by such blades hinder the demon's regeneration or cut through their resilient bodies when a normal Nichiren blade couldn't. Among the breathing styles, demons are much weaker to sun breathing than the others, very specifically due to its association with the sun. Another established weakness possessed by demon kind would be wisteria flowers, which kind of act in the same way garlic does for vampires. Demons demons hate Wisteria, as it's poisonous. This is precisely why the headquarters of the Demon Slayer Corps cannot be infiltrated by demons, since it's guarded by wisteria trees. Before Gyomei Himejima became a demon slayer, he lived in a temple that was a hotspot for demon attacks. To keep the demons at bay, he would ignite wisteria incense. The poison was most effectively used during the battle against Doma, where Shinobu Kochu laced her body with a strong dose of wisteria and allowed Doma to absorb her. Since the dose was so heavy, Doma, despite his immense strength and resistance to most other poisons, ended up failing. Demons can die of starvation if they don't eat human flesh or human blood. The only demon exempt from this is Nezuko, who gets her energy by sleeping while other demons never sleep. And finally, there is the curse of Kibutsuji, where if a demon divulges any information about Muzan, or even says his family name Kibutsuji aloud, Muzan's blood cells within the demon would prevent their regeneration and then kill them. In the case of Susamoru, her saying his family name allowed arms to sprout from within her, thus killing her as the curse being activated took away her ability to regenerate. With that, today's video comes to an end. Did you enjoy this demonic deep dive? Who's your favorite demon in the Demon Slayer universe? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below, and until next time, thanks for watching and have a marvelous day.